Here I'm preparing the 55-gallon storage totes that we purchased from Home Depot. They're about $25 each. I'm drilling holes in the sides for air. They are filled with a mixture of dirt, sand, and peat moss. Now it's time to find the Hermanns. They are in their enclosure, their outdoor enclosure. They're kind of kept in the greenhouse. We put straw and leaves and debris on top of them just to keep them protected and a little bit warmer so that elements weren't too hard on them. But it's pretty cold. It's mid-December and December, and it's getting really cold. It's supposed to go down to 0-degree weather by the end of the month, and we want to make sure we get these guys protected in the containers so they can brumate and sleep for the winter. So I'm searching for 6 of them, and I am successful in finding them all. Here I have 3 of the female Hermanns, and I'm going to cover them with straw to keep them insulated. We also have thermostats in each of the containers so we can monitor the temperatures in the shed and in the containers as well. The shed temperature has been staying around 35 to 37 degrees. I've had the door open pretty much all day as I've been working, so it'll most likely be a little bit warmer in there when we close the doors up. But if it does get too cold in here over the winter, like I said, we're supposed to go down to some 0-degree weather at the end of this month, which we're not happy about. But if it gets too cold, we're going to take all the containers and bring them into our basement and keep them a little bit safer down there. We're just worried our basement might be too warm. That's the only reason why we're not putting them down there first. And now I have the 3 male Hermanns tortoises that I'm putting in another container. We just want to make sure they have enough room to dig if they're going to dig, which Hermanns usually don't, but Huey, our male, one of our males, he does like to dig. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cover the tortoises up with straw and keep them insulated. We're going to put a thermometer in there as well. And after these guys are in here, I'm going to do the same thing for our Russian tortoises. We have 7 Russian tortoises, so we're going to split them up between 4 and 3 and do the same thing and stack them in here as well and monitor the temperatures and make sure that they don't get too cold. If they do get too cold in here, we're going to have to bring them indoors. And it's just too dangerous. We can't have them go below. They shouldn't go below, the 30s. But like if it does get to 0-degree weather out here, it's the shed's not insulated, so it could totally get too cold, and we don't want to have any issues with them or freeze them or frostbite or anything like that. Hi everybody. So we're going to take our Hermann's tortoises out of brumation. We're going to bring them upstairs and put them in just one of our reptile rooms without any light or heat on it, just to get them to wake up, and hopefully we can get them out in a couple of weeks' time once it starts to get a little bit normal out there with the weather. But
we had them in here since I think around December. We let them naturally go into sleep mode outside while it got really cold.
Marilyn, she's still sleeping. And we have Huey. That's good.
Hey, buddy. What we're going to do, we'll soak them and get them a good... Sam, I haven't seen those guys in a while. Arpeggio. So we have 3 and 3.
Yes.
Of course, we didn't want to... It gets too cold here in Pennsylvania, so we didn't want to leave them outside for the duration of the winter. So we, like I said, I think we brought them in sometime in December when it started freezing.
Oh, my Stella. With her stumpy foot. Guys.
So we're not going to put heat on them or anything now. We're just going to bring them up to just one of the rooms upstairs, room temperature. But we do want to soak them and hydrate them.
Okay, buddy.
Guido?
This is a Conchetta.
Conchetta. So we're one more?
Yep. It's Guido.
Guido. It's so good to see these guys.
I'm glad to hear them hissing.
Oh my God.
I miss these guys. These are one of my favorites.
Awesome. So what we're going to do, we're going to go upstairs and give them a little soak, give them a little hydration, and then we're just going to let them chill out in a dark room for a little bit. A few days or a week or so. We're just going to monitor their behavior. Whew. That was...
yeah, stressful.
Let me just kind of show you where we kept them in the basement. So we just have a back corner here. Everything's messy right now. Just doing some work. But we had them back in the corner. We had the Russians in this bin right here. We took them out a few weeks ago and we put them outside. So they've been in their cold frame for the last couple weeks. And we had the Hermanns in these totes right here. These are bigger totes. This one here is a bigger one because we had all the Russians in here, and these are the next size smaller, I believe. I don't know what gallon they are. I don't know if they're... I have no idea. It might even say on here, but what we did, you can see we put holes in the sides of all the tubs here, and this is a mixture of straw and dirt. The dirt was probably filled about halfway, and then the rest was filled with straw. It kind of packed down a little bit as they dug in, and this is basically what it looks like. And this is a hole that one of them was dug down into. This stayed really moist in here. This was the other one that we had. And this is where they stayed. We had the temperature. We had these temperature gauge right now. This temperature is reading about 43 degrees. This is pretty much where it stayed all winter long down here. It would get up to the higher 40s sometimes, but it never went down in the 30s. That's it. This is probably about as cold as it got down here. We were actually worried that it wasn't cold enough in some situations, especially when it started warming up outside. But we just wanted to show you how we kept them. Like I said, we had we left them outside for I'm thinking December. I'm sure we have it documented someplace. And once before the temperature started going down into the teens, we brought them in at that point, and just to safely keep them where it wouldn't get to, because we had a really cold at the end of December in Pennsylvania. It was actually below zero, which is odd for around here, but it can still reach it. So we put them in there a few weeks before that, and they've been down there ever since. And today is March 12th, and like we mentioned, we'll keep them inside for a couple weeks. We won't warm them up too much because we still want them to go outside and naturally warm up. And hopefully within the next 2 weeks, things will start getting into the 50s and 60s a little bit, and we can put them outside. Well, thanks, guys. Something else we used here was we bought rolls of this insulation, and what we did, we wrapped everything up against the wall because the wall was coldest. We actually wanted to keep it colder, like I mentioned before. So we just wrapped. It was wrapped a lot tighter than this. We wrapped it all around the sides here, and then we laid the same sort of insulation over the top of everything, just to help it keep it cooler. So I just wanted to mention that you can use any kind of paneling, but this worked out pretty good. Ordered it from Amazon. It came in rolls, and we actually used it in some of our rooms upstairs along the walls where we have some of the cherry heads and stuff out, just to keep it a little bit warmer up there. So that's it. So just wanted to mention that.
So this is where we're going to keep the Hermanns. It's just it's actually my office, but we have reptiles overflowing everywhere. Incubators in here. millions in here, and oop, there's my desk. But we're gonna keep them in here for hopefully a week. I'm hoping next weekend it starts to warm up. It looks like it's gonna be in the 50s, and as long as it doesn't get too cold at night, they should be able to go outside. They could stay warm in their greenhouse, and get good sun and heat in that little greenhouse they have out there. But yep, man, I like seeing their heads popping out. Happy to hear them hissing and moving about a little bit. So even they're just moving around their little feet. It's just it's great to see. These guys are so easy. They're such easy tortoises. They're awesome. They're fun. They have such personalities, and I would absolutely hate to lose one of these guys. But that's the Hermann's tortoises. We'll update you guys as we go along the week. Thanks. Here they are soaking in some warm water. Just enough that they can get a drink and hydrate, absorb. They all look good. I mean, they're all alert. They're all moving around. They look so nice when they're clean. Right, guys? Yeah, they look great. I'm really happy about seeing these guys since we haven't seen them since December. So we'll keep you updated. After getting hit with a couple of nor'easters in March, we were delayed getting these guys outside. So now it's mid-April, and they're finally outside enjoying the weather, even though it is getting a little cold again. But they're fine. They're in their greenhouse, and we're happy to have them outside. They're out. Just for today, though.
Oh, no, he's not.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Hi guys, you look so dirty. They're gonna go right in the house.